Hello everyone, today I'm working on this ES44ac. Turns out you can buy a used one of these for about $70, and you can buy a brand new one for about $86. So my mama no raise no fool, so I bought the new one. There's not enough difference between the new and the used on these, so it's absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna take it apart still to show you guys. These come with a little holder for the packaging for the gas tank, and we'll start with the shell removal. So this one comes with a little package with the coupler pins, which I don't really install. I don't really use that function. And sometimes you have to attach the little handrails here, but these are already there, so I didn't have to do anything. These have ditch lights, which is really cool. As you can see, very easy to separate the frame, the shell from the frame. And there you have it. There's your drive system. So let's say I just wanted to clean the wheels. I can just loosen these up, and they will give me access to the wheels. Very easy to do. I'm gonna remove the whole thing for you so you can see. Now the circuit board, you just pull it back and up very gently. If you're gonna change this to DCC, that's the only thing you need to change. They have some really nice DCC drop-in decoders to get. So it's put on there good. I'm okay with that. I'll keep working on that off camera. So now I can just pull it up and back very gently. And then the gas tank will fall out. That too, just wiggle it and it just comes out. And then I have my two screws. If I just want to work on the trucks, I can just loosen them like so. I just spread out the end of the frame and the truck will fall out. So I don't have to take everything apart to work on the wheels. And these, they have an arrow right here. Plus the shape of the truck is a little different from the front to the back. So you're not gonna mix them up. And then let's just take a look inside. See what wonderful things we can see. The two little nuts that go on the end of the screws, they'll fall out. And then the engine cradle has 4 pins that you can push out. Once you have them push out, you can separate the 2 frames. And the frame has insulators here. Make sure not to lose that. And then you can look at your motor. Really cool. Now I can start putting it back together. So the engine cradle goes back in its holes. You'll know when it's in. The contact strips, will put them back later. There. Perfect. This little guy here, I'm going to keep it DC. I still run DC even though I have a couple of nice DCC engines. Actually, the DCC and sound makes sense, but just DCC, it allows me to do the same thing I can do with DC, so I haven't really gotten into that. But DCC and sound is really cool. And I'll bring the other side of this in as well. You could, I suppose, bring the trucks in, and then once the trucks are in, you can bring the gas tank in. But I think I'm going to do it the other way. I'll put the gas tank in first, and that will hold my contact strips, and then I'll bring in the trucks. Pretty much the same way I took it apart. So on these, there's details under the frame that help you keep the contact strips in. But these have a little tab here also that helps me line them up. So they do hold everything down for me. So I can wiggle in my two trucks. So I look for my arrow. The arrow goes on the outside. So I'll just wiggle them in. And then when I'm happy with that, you know what, I'll turn it upside down that way. Gravity is my friend, it's gonna hold my trucks in. I can do the back one. Oh yeah, that's gonna go, the contact strip is gonna go under that little pin. Always be mindful of that. So I just wiggle that in. And then when I'm happy with that, I'll bring in my two screws. At this point it's easy, you can check to make sure everything's perfect. And then once you have it where you want it, then you can screw it back in. So I'm going to bring my nut. And my little screw. I keep checking it along the way. And that's it, we're almost done. I can bring my circuit board back on here. Make sure that this little tab on the other side is under the support. That's under its contact. On this side it just bends in naturally, so that's not very hard. And then I'll just push it back to where it was. And then we'll be good to go. Awesome. All that's left to do is put the shell back on. They have a lot of detail on these. All these warning stickers here, they're pretty legible. And the air conditioner is painted white, which is a very nice touch. And the ditch lights up front. That is an awesome locomotive. When you put the shell back on these, it will interfere a little bit with the gas tank. So you have to take your screwdriver and pry out the fuel tank just a tiny little bit, just to make it clear the underside detail. And you have to do it on both sides. There. Perfect. And now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.